What is going on, everybody? We're back with another Million Lords video, and it's been a while. Um, I just been out the last few days just because I was preparing for that hurricane that hit over here. Um, I live in Florida, by the way. Yeah, at least it wasn't too bad where I'm at because it shifted east, so that kind of helped us. Kind of messed up the people in the further down south. Um, but yeah, thankfully it wasn't too bad over here. So that's why I was out just preparing for the hurricane, and then those what 2-3 days that it was super rainy and windy. Um, but we're good, and we're back. All right. So in this video, I want to talk about um, so my Road to Diamond series, the one that was the free to play one. Um, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about by the way, for those of you that don't know, that series already ended. Um, but I want to talk about the things that I learn, I guess, and any tips I can give you guys to help you guys get to Diamond if you haven't been to Diamond for the first time. And then I also want to talk about something that one of my friends discovered in this game that's very interesting, and that I've never heard anybody even mention this. I don't even think anybody noticed this or even knows about this, except for, of course, the developers. And that is, we'll talk about this first, just because it's so interesting and it will definitely help a lot of people with the city upgrade event if anybody is struggling with it. So you'll notice that whenever you first spawn in the game, of course, you have your home city and you're surrounded by all these neutrals. Where's my home? There it is. Okay. And you'll see that right now I have 5 neutrals around me. I haven't moved my home at all. This is the same home that I spawned in with. But I still have 5 neutrals around me, but yet there's so many other players all around me. And you may be asking yourself, why haven't they taken those neutrals and why haven't you taken them? Well, my friend noticed that whenever he spawned the last season, he quickly moved somewhere else. And he noticed that there was about, he's like, there was about 5 cities that just disappeared. So he's like, I think there's like around 5 cities that may be invisible to everybody else and only visible to you. And so that got me thinking, I'm going to test that out at the start of next season. So as soon as we started this season, I didn't capture no cities that were near me. I started capturing cities way over here, super far away from me, and I left about like 10-15 cities around me. I left all these that were on top. I didn't capture none of those. I just left them there. And then sure enough, everybody started capturing the ones around me except for these 5. And then I'm like, maybe it's true. So I sent a screenshot to my friend who had discovered this, and he's like, yeah, it's got to be true. So I'm like, well, let me scout you from my home. Let me try to find you somewhere. Or let's try to find each other. That way you can check if they're invisible to you or not. So I ended up finding him. I scouted him, and then he went to where my home was, and he screenshot it and sent it to me. And sure enough, these 5 cities are invisible to him. So that means at the start of every season, there will be 5 cities that will only be visible to you and invisible to everybody else. And how may this be useful, you may ask? So whenever the city upgrade event comes along, which is the next event after this one's over, you have 5 free cities that you can just level up and get free upgrades on. That you don't have to worry about anybody stealing your level 1s or anything like that. No, they're yours. As soon as you capture them, they'll be visible to somebody else, but just quickly upgrade them. So capture 1, upgrade it. Boom, you can easily upgrade these 5 to level 100, and that's 500 upgrades right there, right off the bat, that you don't really have to worry about. So that's super helpful. Well, Could be 6 if you count your own home base, which I accidentally upgraded twice. Um, so that'd be 6. So that's 600 levels right there that are free. You know, if you can get it to 100, and if you can't get it to 100, you can get it to 90 or 80. That's still free upgrades. You know, it'll help you get a little head start, you know, in the city upgrade event, which is always super nice. So yeah, whenever you start a season, don't capture the ones around you. Just leave like 10 or 15 because you're not gonna know which one it is. I thought it would be like this one would be one of them and this one as well, but it turns out they weren't. It was just all the 5 below, the ones that were below me. So just leave about 10 or 15 of them around you. Don't touch them. Let other players touch them, and then you'll see what, you know, they'll start capturing the ones that they can see, and then the ones that they can't see, you know, they'll leave them there, and then you know which one it is, you know, and then just save them for the city upgrade event. Um, so yeah, that's something very nice. I don't know why they did this. Maybe it's just in case if someone has a late start, they have a five cities guaranteed that they can capture. I don't know. I don't know why that's a thing, but yeah, it's a very nice discovery that my friend made, and a good observation skills he got there. Definitely wanted to share that with you guys, just in case if some of the new players are struggling with the city upgrade. I'm a little maybe nasally, and my nose is stuffy and everything, so you may be hearing me breathe a little heavy. That's because when I'm talking, I gotta breathe through my mouth because my nose is stuffed up. All right, so now, hey, yeah, you know what? Let me post here, right here. Let's see, through the magic of YouTube. Boom! I'm posting the screenshot that he sent me, and you'll see these are empty. Let me zoom out, maybe. I can't remember how close it was, the screenshot, but anyways, boom! There's the screenshot right there. We'll leave that on screen for a little bit. But yeah, and his was completely empty. There's nothing there. And then if I were to move my city, these 5 neutral cities will become invisible to me as well. So they'll be gone forever for everybody. And you'll see a gap. That's why you'll see sometimes gaps around the map. It's because people quickly moved at the very start to be near a temple, which is what I used to do. But now with this strategy, I'm not gonna do that right off the bat. But yeah, like right here, maybe this was someone's spawn point, and then that's why there's a gap all around them. There's no cities. You know, you never know. Maybe right here too. There was probably 5 neutrals underneath them. You never know. But yeah. So let's go to the things that I learned, little tips I can give you guys for the road to diamond. I'm not gonna be playing much. I just have the game on for background noise, I guess. Okay, so one of the first things that I noticed right off the bat is that the lower in leagues you are, the easier it is to hold a lot of cities. So in bronze, I noticed that, man, it was so easy for me to hold a couple hundred cities, even 300 cities. It was just so easy. You know, you don't get that in diamond. In diamond, you can hold 30, 40 cities, and you got a battle to hold them. You know, and bronze is not like that. And I noticed that in bronze is not, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And I think it's because there's just so many players in bronze. Because at one point when I first decided to check my ranking, I noticed that I was like ranked 1000 something, you know, and I had already captured some cities then. So I can imagine if I would have checked as soon as I spawned in, I would have been ranked. I feel like there's a couple thousands, maybe even 3000 players there. So I think that makes it easier to capture a lot of cities. Well, also because they're not as active. You know, maybe a lot of people just downloaded the game, captured like 20, 30 cities, and then they're like, this game isn't for me, and they just stop playing. Um, or some people they're just not, they don't play as much. Maybe they play like 30 minutes to an hour a day or every other day and stuff like that. Um, and it's not all like in Diamond where people play like are consistently on, and always playing. Yeah, there's like less players because right now I don't have that much KP, and I'm down in 200. I think the highest, the lowest I've seen was like 300 that I've placed, that I've noticed anyways. So there's not that much players in Diamond, of course, because it's the highest league. But everyone's active, because you gotta be active to stay in Diamond, otherwise you're gonna get booted right back down. So I think that's the difference, is that there's just so much players and a lot of them are inactive, so it's easier for you to hold a few hundred as opposed to a Diamond where you can hold like 30, 40 and you got the people still be trying to steal your cities. So, which is the point of the game, of course. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I noticed. And then if you go up to like silver, you can still hold a good bit, but not as much as bronze. Then gold, you can hold, you hold a little bit less, but it's still more than diamond, but not as much as silver or bronze. So I noticed that the lower in league, the more cities you can hold, and it makes it a lot easier for doing your events. Like the city capture event is a lot easier, city upgrade event is a lot easier in those lower leagues, just because of the fact that you can get more cities, you can capture more cities, so then you have more cities to upgrade. So those are a lot easier, those events. Now the um the troop and roller event is a lot harder. Getting to be able to get your recruiter bonus up, it's a lot harder because you can't raise your KP up in those lower leagues. It's nowhere near as high as these. 108 million, that's already like in game for bronze. So as a, but in diamond in game is like 1.3 G KP. It's crazy different. So it's harder for them, for the lower leagues, to complete the recruiter bonus event just because the KP is not as high, because the recruiter bonus goes based off your KP and your recruiter stat. But that's another thing, the recruiter stat is not as high neither because you're just starting out. But that event in Diamond is literally the easiest event. As soon as that event starts, I just click, boom, claim, bop. I don't know why I did that. Boom, claim. Oh, I didn't do it? Oh, sweet. I thought I collected it. But yeah, as soon as it starts, I just claim, and oh, I did collect it. It just was delayed. And it's done. That's it in one shot. Boom. But in the lower leagues, that's a hard one to do. And that I did notice when I first started out the game. That event was the one that haunted me forever because I was struggling to complete that. I didn't know how to do it. I had to ask advice and everything. And then I was told, never collect your recruiter bonus, never collect it from the very start all the way until the event starts. Don't collect it. Once the event starts, then you can collect it, because that way you can save some your troop recruiter bonus. That way you can save them, and that way it counts toward your event, and you have more to collect, which helped out, but still wasn't able to complete it, but it did help out a lot. That's another thing that I noticed. That event is a lot harder in the lower leagues. And then you have the troops killed in defense. That one's harder in the lower events and the lower leagues, just because no one is as active, so you don't get attacked as much. So therefore you can't kill that many troops because of that. But that event is probably, I think, the second easiest to do in Diamond, just because by the time that event comes, you already have cities level 108 and stuff, so you don't even need to wall people. They can just, by them trying to take your 108s and stuff, boom, you already do that event. But of course, walling people, defending their, you know, attacks. Makes it a lot easier. Um, but yeah. Um, so yeah, just different events are the difficulty of the events change depending on the league that you're in, which is crazy. Because for me and in Diamond, I think the hardest event to do is the city capture event. Capturing I'm still not done with it, which I'm gonna be done with it. I should finish it. I'm gonna focus on capturing event cities right now because I'm only at 6 cities or 9 cities. But this is the hardest one, which in lower leagues that is not the case. And a lot of I've seen in global a lot of top level players say that this is the hardest one for them. Um, and the other ones are just super easy. Like they're just so easy. So yeah, that's something that I learned in the Road to Diamond. Then I also learned that in the lower leagues, I learned basically the amount of striker that you'll need in each league to do well. Of course, when you use your skill points, always use it on Fearless and Brave. And then I learned that in Bronze, 50 striker was more than enough to do just fine in Bronze. You know, of course, you're not going to finish rank 1 with 50 striker. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I mean, to do good and just be satisfied with how you placed, 50 strikers more than enough. And then you can do that strategy that I figured out last season, where you do like a striker recruiter hybrid with your skill points. So get it to 50 and then the rest in recruiter. Of course, max out Fearless and Brave and Fearless. And then the rest, put 50 on striker and the rest on recruiter. And that works super good. I learned that in silver you only need 100 striker. Of course, again, max out Fearless and Brave, and then the rest on recruiter, and that works out really good. In gold, you only need 150. Same thing with platinum. I noticed that you only need 150 as well, and the rest on recruiter, and it works out really good. Like you'll place very well. You won't finish top 1 with those stats, but you will do very well. That's something that I learned. Yeah, and then just the more active you are, the better your place. Just make sure you're consistently active, and you will do fine. You don't need to spend like crazy money. I did it completely free to play, and I made it just fine to Diamond. Even in Plat, I only played 4 days of that season. I didn't play no other days at all, and I made it to Diamond just fine. It was close, but I made it just fine. So if I were to be playing throughout every day of the season, it wouldn't have been close. I would have made it just fine, very comfortably. Let's see. What else? I don't want to get walled. So yeah, it is possible to be free to play and make it to Diamond. I had a few people in my videos comment if it's possible to be free to play to make it to Diamond. Yes, 100%. Now to stay in Diamond, that's another thing. I don't think you can stay in Diamond free to play, or at least not right off the bat. Not as soon as you make it to Diamond on your first time. I don't think you will be able to stay in Diamond free to play there. You will have to farm. You will have to farm gems, magic gems. You'll have to get your gears up. Yes, you can do that free to play. You can farm gear and gems completely free to play. So what I recommend is when you make it to Diamond, of course, try to do your best. That way, you get your end season reward. You can get 2 gems instead of 1. It'll be very hard to stay in Diamond, but if you can do it, props to you. If you can't, just shoot for that 2 diamonds, 2 gems, and then you want to try to time when you get to diamond, you want to try to time it to where you get this bonus and then this bonus here on the bottom. You want to time it to where you're in Diamond League whenever you get those bonuses. That way you get 3 diamond gems as opposed to 3 platinum gems. So you want to time it for you to be down in here for diamond, and then you'll be in platinum for the rewards up here. That's how you want to time it. That way you get the most out of your daily rewards. And then you just do that for a while, where you go platinum, diamond, then back down to platinum, then diamond. You just keep doing that until you get up to gear. Your gear up, and then eventually you'll be able to stay in diamond. Yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah, that'll be about it. Remember, guys, at the start of every season, leave about 10 to 15 neutrals around you. It'll help your city upgrade event if you're struggling. And the next video, I'm gonna do the Q&A. I haven't forgotten. Again, I've just been busy with that hurricane. But the next video I'll do the Q&A, and then we'll have diamond gameplay playing in the background, and then I'll just start the rest of the season. I'm just gonna do just diamond gameplay, and then the season after that I'm gonna do I'll do some more chest opening videos. I'll do some tips and tricks for diamond. We'll get into more different types of video than just diamond gameplay, and of course I'll have diamond gameplay playing in the background in those videos, those type of videos. But yeah, that'll be it for this time, and I'm actually gonna try to live stream right after this video. I'll post it on YouTube right now, and in like 30 minutes after it's posted, I'm gonna try live streaming this game. I've only live streamed it once, and it was like a test live stream, but I'm actually gonna try to live stream and play for a bit. So yep, if you wanna, the link to my Twitch is in the description below if you wanna come and hang out. That'll be cool, and I shall see you guys next time. Peace.